Hey everyone, and welcome to Already Cancelled. I am Peter, and that is Tara, and we are going to talk about the Twilight Zone, the classic Twilight Zone, the original series. It is a nice place to visit as the episode, which is episode 28 of season 1. 28.
Look at us.
I think the highest number I've gotten to in one TV season is Star Trek season 1, which had 29. So I only have one more, and then we're going to be to the highest number I've ever done on a review. I'm not used to it. It's weird.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna get into the 30s.
Yes. Yes, but so older than me. That's great. What? I made it about me, not about you. I did that strategically. Anyway, what is this episode about? This episode is about a thief named Rocky who is shot by the police after he robs a jewelry store, although he immediately drops all of his jewels on the floor as soon as he leaves the store, which really annoyed me. I'm like, what are you doing? This is the reason you're doing this, is the bag of jewels, and you just dropped them all. You just threw them to the ground as if they're nothing. It's not like they were a big heavy bag that were slowing him down. It's like a little sock.
Well, I mean, he has his priorities.
Yeah, his priority is to turn and shoot and then get shot. Notably with no damage at all to his jacket or anything like that. There was no squibs. I've mentioned this before, but it's something that I really noticed in these old shows.
Yeah.
Is that there's no damage. But anyway, the main plot of the episode, though, is that Mr. Pip, which is essentially an angel or this show's 5th or 6th embodiment of death, because we've had a lot of death-like characters, he shows up and essentially says, hey, you're actually in the afterlife. He doesn't say that right away because our Rocky takes a while to realise that that's what's happened, that he's dead, because he just thinks he's like being propositioned by this weird fat guy. But Mr. Pip shows him to a nice apartment, this nice luxurious home, and basically says, I can get you anything you want. Food, money, women, I'll get you all of it. And of course, by the time we get about halfway through the episode, he realises at the ad break that he is, in fact, in the afterlife, and he can have whatever he wants. And there you go. Also, I won't say what it is yet, but I will say that at the end of last episode, when we were talking about this next time, we guessed the exact twist that was going to happen. To the point where not only did we compare it to a modern show, that I'm not going to say because I don't want to spoil that show, the scene
I
even...
already did.
But in the last episode, they may not have watched last episode.
I guess it's true.
To the point where the moment it's revealed actually plays like the scene in that new show. To the point where I'm convinced they were inspired by this episode. So,
yeah, me too.
So yeah, nice place to visit. Tara, what did you think of the episode?
I liked it.
I liked it. Put that in the box.
Hey, Mikey, I like it. Anyway.
Tara of Mile Fuzz, 2019.
Yeah, it's decent. I mean, even though we predicted the twist before we watched it, I still liked how it played out. I was really surprised at how sexual this episode is. Like, really kind of raunchy.
Yeah, I noted that as well. At one point, one of the women who aren't real, anyone who's like created in his afterlife, are just essentially, they're basically, I mean, obviously they would never have said this at the time, but I'm going to use a modern term to describe them. I'm going to call them NPCs in a video game. That's what they are.
Yeah, they're hollow. They're like, even if they're giving you what you want, there's nothing like there to it, you know. So it's never going to seem real.
Yeah. So yeah, at one point, one of the women who are there, like, you know, they've just finished playing a game of cards or something, or getting him a drink or whatever, and she says, is there anything else you'd like me to do? And it does this like close up of her face.
Yeah, she's like, is there anything else I can do for you? And they're just like, ugh.
Like it's very clearly hinting you know, it's sex. And obviously it's not that extreme I thought by present day standards, but it's just weird because how much of this Twilight Zone up until now has outright hinted at sex in this way. Where if at one point Rocky... I mean,
there was a sex doll episode.
That's true, but they very conveniently avoided talking about sex or any physical things that he might have been doing with it.
We all know why the doll was there.
Do you not recall us cracking the very joke because they weren't bringing it up? It was like, yeah, we know that head's full of jizz.
Yeah.
Just an incredible amount of sperm.
It should have exploded like a water balloon.
Maybe she has like an emptying system where you can like drain her. I don't know. Anyway, Also, I dropped a reference in there to a film called The Incubus, which we did as a bonus episode on Screams After Midnight for anyone who's seen that on Patreon. The incredible amount
It's
of
worth
sperm
$1.
was the line. That was the reference. But yeah, and even at one point, Rocky says, when he realizes what's going on, he's like, "Oh, do you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to go. I'll play some more games of blackjack or roulette, and then I'll go and mess around with the dames." And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean that's pretty. Yeah, I'm just not really beating around the bush too much."
Yeah, I wonder if that was like an issue or anything when they aired it, because I mean, it's CBS, right, at this time?
Yeah, and all that
even now they don't play raunchy shows; they just play cop shows.
And it's not even just one either. He has 3 at all times. Like it's clearly setting up that he's going to live out his sex fantasies. He's got 3 women who are all like adoring him, and obviously we don't see anything, but yeah, it does hint at a lot.
Yeah, and even though we don't see like bullets or anything, there's still a bit of implied violence, like in the very opening shot when he's robbing a store. You see like this old man in the background with like he's got a spotlight on him, so it's hard to miss him, and he's just like kind of moving around like he's in a lot of pain. You're like, wait, he knocked out like an old man, he's just like dying in the background. It's horrible.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting to me for this episode is that obviously the story here, and it's quite obvious where it's going quite early on, outside of just the twist that we talked about, is the idea that it's going to be about him getting bored because everything's just happening the way he wants it. There's no chance, there's no risk of loss, the people aren't real, everything isn't real.
Well, even Pip's like, do you want to lose? Because I can set that up too. And he's like, well, no, because now I know it's not me actually losing. It's all planned.
What's funny to me about that, though, again, from a modern perspective and going back to video games, is I'm like, what he's basically describing now at this point is a video game. And even though I'm not saying I'd be satisfied to live in this fake world for I wouldn't be bored in a week. Like, I would be like, well, okay, it's like a video game. I'll play the game. Yeah, set up the chance of me losing, and I can try again. Because see when he's talking towards the end, where he's like, "Oh, you miss the risk of being a thief. You miss the thrill of robbing places. How about you go round? There's a bank around the corner. You can go rob the bank. You can set it up." And all I could think was this is making me think of something like Hitman, the video game, where you have to plan out your mission. You have to go in, and I'm like,
it was reminding me, not so much like maybe the scene with like the girls, were kind of like NPCs, like you said, but I was more reminded of the other early episode with the guy who couldn't die and therefore had no joy out of anything. I thought it was just going to be about focusing on that for the most part, just like or even the one with the guy, the more recent one we watched, where the actor is thinks that he's his character, and then he's in this world where he has everything and he doesn't want it, because it's more of like a, be careful what you wish for, or these extravagances don't really mean anything if they don't have if you don't work for them,
That is clearly the intention of the episode. I'm not saying what I'm saying is the intention. I am just saying it's what it made me think of. Obviously, they weren't thinking about video games, but this is just, in a modern context, this is how I was relating it in my mind to things. I was like, this wouldn't be that bad I mean, you wouldn't be that bored this quickly. Like, if you're used to playing video games, like, okay, sure, it's fake, but like, you can still play the game, like, still set up the wins and losses and try and game the system. Because to me, when he kept winning at roulette, and he was all happy at first, but it was really obvious that when he came back the second time that, okay, he's bored of winning all the time. He goes up to the slot machine, guest starring of course from the Fever, the earlier episode, and he yanks it and it just starts pouring money. He's like, I don't care, and he just walks off. Like, it's the same in a video game though, right? Like, if the game's too easy, there's no fun. Like, it's like sure, cheat modes can be fine for a little bit, although they're kind of died out now, to be fair. But like, ultimately, what makes a game fun is the challenge and the struggle to succeed.
Well, you said cheating dice, like loaded dice.
No, I said cheat codes. I said cheat codes.
Oh, cheat codes.
Or cheat modes.
Oh,
I said rather. I said cheat modes was the exact phrase.
Yeah, well, there's still like a chance of getting caught that would be exhilarating. Like, even if you were cheating in the game, like, but there's nothing there. There's no chance of getting caught. So I mean, you're right. It's just
yes,
I guess. Like,
I'm just comparing it to,
I mean,
to
do
a
we
modern
know that
thing.
he was there for a week only?
Yeah, he mentions that it's been a week.
Oh, it's only been a week. Yeah, okay.
He mentions it's been a week when he calls Pip back towards the end. It's been a week because the ad break happens after, because there's a lot of stuff early on where he thinks that Pip's some weird guy who's trying to like hustle or something like that, and when he takes him to the apartment, he tries to shoot him and it doesn't work. He thinks that he gets like a steak and like a full meal served to him, and he thinks it's poisoned. He thinks whoever's doing this must be trying to like kill him or something like that. And then what makes him believe it is that he tries to shoot Pip. And he says, "Oh, bulletproof vest, I'll try the head then," and it doesn't work. And I thought to myself, "Come on, Rocky, if it was a bulletproof vest, there'd still be holes in his jacket. Come on, don't be a silly sausage."
Yeah. Or he's just gone full stormtrooper and he can't aim for shit anymore.
But he hits the lamp. I mean, I like that. I like that he tests his aim afterwards. He's like, "Okay, I'll just make sure this gun's not."
Yeah, that's
rigged.
true. That was a fun little touch.
Yeah, he checks. Because the way I was kind of reading it before it got to the second half, where it was like he was getting bored because he could win all the time. Because in the first half, everything he asked for was to do with money. He asked for $1 million. He asked to win it.
He's like, here you go.
Poker games.
He asked for it in 5Gs.
5G bills, I think he said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as a $5,000 bill?
I've never seen one. If there is, I don't think they're still in print.
Is there such a thing as a $1,000 bill?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I would have thought so. I thought 100. Yeah,
I think 100 is the most. Maybe there used to be.
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to think.
Unless G stands for gangster. It's a weird way to ask for $1 million, though.
Yeah, but the point I thought I was going to make, though, is that he keeps asking for money, and all I could think was, money has no value here. You could just get whatever you want. Like, money's irrelevant. But I guess that ties into the idea of the thrill.
I think he's still, like, figuring out where he is and what.
Oh, sure,
what
but
this all means.
I thought the point then was going to be that this would, I mean, I thought it was going to be more about the perceived value of the chase. But obviously, once it got to the actual point of the episode, it became clear that it was more just tying into the idea of, like, he thinks he needs money to succeed, to have the things he wants, when he doesn't in this world. He doesn't need any money at all. It's just irrelevant.
That money is as useless as the money that he wins in the casino or the stupid slot machine from the fever. That luckily didn't speak this time.
Didn't speak this time, that's true. I thought you were going to make more of a metaphor. I didn't realize you were going to pick different types of money. I thought you were going to say that money is just as useless as the toilet paper. Actually, it's less useful because the toilet paper still has a use.
I'm trying to think of something else that was, well, I mean, it's just hollow, right? It means nothing. Just like the women.
Actually, that's a good question, actually. Does he still need to poop? Is he still a functioning body in that sense?
Well, if he really is in the good place, then yes, because there's nothing like a good poop.
That's true. That's true. Yes. I'm trying my damnedest not to crack a joke that you know I can make, and I'm not going to do it on air. But let's just say there's a poop jokes to be made.
Yeah, well, as you get older, you realize, you don't take a good poop for granted.
You're not that old, T. Come on.
Oh, so kind of you to say.
I may have gotten into trouble
right so characteristic of you to say.
I may have gotten into trouble earlier for making an old age joke, so I'm being extra nice about it. So we see him go through this, and then he realizes that he can ask for whatever he wants. And we go to the ad break, we come back, we see him in the casino, and he debates why he was allowed in here. Like, why is he in? He assumes he's in heaven, and obviously when he first says that, Pip's about to say something and he never actually gets to finish his sentence. But he's like, okay, well, why did I get in here? Can I check? Like, he's like, well, there's the records. There's the records, like, hall, which is this, like, fancy, like, stairs that just lead up to a bunch of filing cabinets, and then there's, like, more stairs to more filing cabinets afterwards.
Do you think it's a set from, or the stairs that they used from, why can't I think of the episode name?
Time Enough at Last.
Yes.
There you go. I think it probably is. In fact, not only that, I think they did a little trick here where, because they're walking up the steps, right, and you can see the filing cabinets at the top. When they get up there, and then you see behind them there's like more flat surface and then more steps. I'm pretty sure they're just back down at the bottom of the same steps. Like they're just
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, the little camera trick, but good all the same. So he looks through his thing, and he's done nothing but bad. He's done bad things since he was like 7. It's like nothing
I
but
know. The first thing he lists off is slaughtered a puppy at age 6. Like, ugh.
yeah. His attitude is like, well, of course it bit me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. So
Like if you didn't want to, if you at all wanted to like him, it's gone.
mhm.
Nobody slaughters puppies. That's
Yeah.
why Cruella de Vil is the worst, most evil villain of all time.
Uh,
Has to kill puppies. 101 of them. Where's the debate? She's the worst human.
she's your worst villain of all time. Huh. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think if
Over 100 of them.
I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's a movie
Look at that
where
little face over there. It's kind of hard to see.
I'm trying to think if there's a movie where the villains try to kill a cat.
Oh, young Einstein
Young Einstein. You mean
with
Frankenstein?
Yahoo Serious. All I remember is I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but all I remember is that he saves this pie, or like he takes a pie out of an oven and opens it up, and like these kittens come out of it. Like someone was trying to make a kitten pie, and he saves them. I don't know.
Oh.
I think that's the right movie.
Oh. Oh. I will not tolerate. I mean, I don't like cruelty against dogs, but I will certainly not tolerate cruelty against cats. Isn't that right, Firefly?
Well, I'm sure Cruella de Vil, if she could have, would make a kitten coat.
You're right. She's the worst.
She's the worst.
Worst. Take care of her with a rocket launcher. You got my permission. To over the
Nuke her
hero.
from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
They can bill me. Yeah, that's right. To complete the aliens quoting game, he is getting kind of bored. Obviously, he gets bored after this scene with the records, and we cut to the week later, and he's just unsatisfied. He kicks the ladies out of his room. He calls Pip, and this is where they get the conversation about, oh, maybe you can, rob something. You can get the thrill of the chase again, kind of thing. And it's like, wait, well, what's the point if everyone's going to know? If everyone's like an actor in on it, or if everyone's aware that I'm going to do it? There needs to be a chance that I'm going to be caught, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, it doesn't make sense. Was there a mix-up or something? Like, why am I in heaven and not the other place? Maybe I should go to the other place. Maybe that'd be better. And this is where the reveal comes, where he's like, you're not in heaven. This is the other place. And then he just starts laughing maniacally as Rod Serling goes to narration.
Yeah.
And it makes some sense, like this idea that they know, because if I was to make an assumption based on what's on this episode as to what the heaven is actually like, I would assume that it's just as magical, you can get what you want, but you're sharing it with other people. Like, you're probably, whereas hell here seems to just be that, you're on your own. You do not meet another living, or not living, that's not the right word, but another real person.
Another soul.
Another soul, yes. You just get to see Mr.
Just
Pip.
because we don't have them doesn't mean I can't remember.
Well, we have souls. What are you talking about? The only male Fuzz member does not have a soul is Connor, for obvious reasons.
My mother is ginger. Do I only have half a soul?
You ever seen the Stephen King movie, The Dark Half?
No.
No. No reason. So that is episode 28 of Twilight Zone. How did you feel about the episode overall? Like how do you?
I think this episode's kind of fun. It does remind me a lot of the guy who was invincible for a little while and then kept trying to kill himself just for fun, just to feel something. And that one was also just like a fun watch.
Yeah.
I think the lesson's pretty good, and I like the main character a lot. I love the scene where he's like really trying hard to think of one nice thing that he's done in his life, and he just can't. Like he's struggling so hard.
Yeah.
I think the comedy works. I think it's a really risque episode. I don't think we're going to see one like that again.
For a time period, I don't know. Maybe by 1964 or whatever, when we get to like season 5, like things have loosened up a little bit. I don't know.
Do you like? I don't think you said if you liked it or not.
I think it's a fun watch. I agree with that. I think it's bizarrely, because the message is like so clear from early on where it's going, I think it ultimately can be one of the great episodes. I think it's like, oh, it's just a solid fun watch. You know, if I'm rating it, it's probably a solid 7. You know, like that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think Rocky's delightfully kind of a scumbag, and
Yeah, I like that. I also like that all the rooms kind of shake because
oh
when they close the doors and stuff.
yeah, it's just when he slams the door. It's when he kicks the 3 ladies out. He slams the door, and the entire
I know
wall
that.
shakes. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't a set. It's just all built out of plywood.
Yeah, but I like that kind of stuff too. It's sort of endearing. It's like watching an Ed Wood movie,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
which you would know more about if you would watch Ed Wood and not be a boob about Tim Burton films.
Hey!
Are you done
One day
over
you
there?
can look. Sometimes a beard hair gets in the mouth, okay, and you have to take care of it.
Oh, I know.
Where were we? Where were we? Oh yeah, next time. What does Rod Serling say at the end? So he's in
He's on
another
another
set.
set.
Yeah, that's 2 in a row. He's on the set instead of just in a blank room with a chair. He's in a just an apartment, just a simple little apartment, and we're getting an episode. He says about just a husband and wife, and that was basically. He did say it was one part fairy tale and one part terror. Was the way he mentioned it. So here's the description on IMDb for A Nightmare as a Child is the title, and it's not that one with the evil kid that you might jump to.
I don't think that's season one.
Yeah, I think that's season 2.
The Billy Mummy one.
Yeah. A school teacher keeps seeing a strange little girl in her apartment building. Oh, sounds like a straight up little horror story.
Ooh,
Yeah.
those haven't gone too well for us.
So far. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
I mean, I didn't hate the one with the woman that kept appearing in the guy's dream, but I know you did.
Yeah, I wasn't into that. I didn't feel like it knew what it was doing, if I'm honest.
Uh,
But
We haven't really had a lot of straight up horror episodes. Maybe that one and the woman in the car,
Hitchhiker.
yeah, the hitchhiker. But also scary because of the situation I was in, which was eerily similar to hers.
Yes. It was like days before you made that similar trip. Uh,
Yeah, like the exact same drive.
yeah, so yeah, that was a bit weird. But hey, so Nightmare as a Child next time on our Twilight Zone discussions. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. You can let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. You can like and subscribe, all that stuff. You guys on the Twitters at mail_fuzz for channel updates. If you want to support the show, you can rate the podcast on the podcast app that you use, the Apple Podcast being the most common one that folk tend to. 5 stars, all that jazz, helps us out a lot. Tara, where can people support us financially?
You can check out our Patreon page. It's patreon.com/MildFuzzTV. You can donate as little as $1 per month, and that gets you bonus episodes of things that we do, like the ACE, the Atomic Cinema Experiment, which is our science fiction movie discussion that we do. So if you like science fiction and Twilight Zone, you can check that out.
Perfectly timed. Perfectly timed. For those at home, I took that 30-second window to blow my nose away from the mic because I'm sick.
Yes.
If anyone's not aware of this, I'm
Peter
sick
is
right
quite
now.
sick.
Yes, but I'm here anyway because dedication. And that was Twilight Zone episode 28. We'll see you next time for Nightmare as a Child. But thank you once again for watching or listening. We always appreciate it, and keep watching TV, guys, in the Twilight Zone.